Hi, this is Satya How are you? Fine? Okay. Dear students, in the last classes we learned about the dimensions of business environment. Okay? Yes. Then in the today's lecture we learned about the economic environment in India. Okay? Economic environment in India. For the 4 marks purpose, the question will be asked in your examination. Okay? Yes. Then let's we see that what are the that the concepts covers with that the economic environment in India. Firstly, the macro level factors. Okay. Yes. Then here the macro level factors, that means here the number of the macro factors are impact on that the economic or impact on that the economy of the country. Okay, yes. Then for example, which are there? Say firstly the stages of development. Okay, the stages of development of that economy. That means here, is that country underdeveloped, or is that country developing in nature, or is that country developed? Okay, yes. So ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಏನು ಅದು ದೇಶ ಏನು ಅಂಡರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅಥವಾ ಡೆವಲಪಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆಯೋ, ಮುಂದುವರಿದ ದೇಶ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅಥವಾ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ದೇಶ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅಥವಾ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಮುಂದುವರಿದ ದೇಶ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಭಾವ ಬೀರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ the economic system of the country affect on the business environment or affect on that the economy of the country. Then sir, what are the system of that the economy or economic systems? That means here there are broadly 3 types of systems. Okay, first one is that the capitalist, then second one the socialist, that we call here the communist also for that. Then another one is mixed economy. Okay, then if you saying about that our Indian economy, that is which covers with the mixed economic system. Okay, yes, ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, then here the economic policies or industrial policies as well as the physical policies, the monetary policies also impact on that the business activities. Okay, or impact on that the economy of the country. Okay, so ETC concept ಗಳು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ETC concepts are affect on the economy of the country. Okay, yes. Then next one, new industrial policy 1991. Okay, the second one concept is that the new industrial policy 1991. That's we have called, that's also the new economic reforms. Okay, we also call what the new economic reforms, that is 1991. Okay, yes. Then before going through that the new industrial policy or the new economic reforms 1991, we see the background of that economy of our country. See, after the independence, that is 1947, yes, what happens in our country, mainly the production level is dependent on the agriculture. Okay, the production level was mainly dependent on the agriculture sector, and the if you saying about the percentage, the 70% of people, the 70% of people are carrying the agricultural activities. Okay, that was for how much? The 70% of the people carrying what? The agricultural activity. And if you saying about that the residential status, the more than 85% of human beings were living in the villages. Okay, more than how much? The 85% human beings were living in the villages. That's why here step by step the Indian economy get the less or very burdens. Okay, then ultimately what happens in the 1990 series? In the 1990 series, what happens? The India have get the very loss or very much deficit in its balance of payment. Okay, the India was the what? The very much loss or very much deficit in its balance of payment. That's why the India have to have raise the fund from the World Bank. Okay, that means that the concept arrives here. The India have to have borrow the funds from the World Bank. That is very essential task for that time. Okay, then what happens when the India approach to loans or the funds from that the World Bank, the IMF, that is one body of that the World Bank. Here the IMF brings the one conditions. Okay, that IMF brings the one conditions. Which one is that? That means here, if the India adopt the new industrial policy or the new economic reforms, then only they can grant the fund. Neither not. That is one conditions in front of that the India. Okay, that's why India have to have adopt that the conditions of that IMF to rectify the deficit of the our country. Okay, that's time the Prime Minister of our nation is the P.V. Narasimha Rao, and the Finance Minister was the Manmohan Singh. Okay, yes. Then that is one of the biggest task in the our Indian economy at that time of the 1991. The India accept the conditions of that IMF and brings the funds from the IMF, and here the new one policy is introduced. We call here what? The new industrial policy. That's we also call here the new economic reforms 1991, which is exist from 24 July 1991. Okay, that's new economic policy or the new industrial policy introduced when, and that means 24 July 1991. ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ 1990 ಸೀರೀಸ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 1990 ಸೀರೀಸ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಹಲವಾರು ಲಾಸ್ಗಳಿಂದ ಕೂಡ ಹಲವಾರು ಲಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸಬೇಕಾಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಥವಾ ಇದರ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಡೆಫಿಸಿಟ್ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆಫಿಸಿಟ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದನ್ನ ರೆಕ್ಟಿಫೈ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕಾಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗೆ ಫಂಡ್ ಬೇಕಾಯಿತು. ದೆನ್ ಅದು ಯಾವಾಗ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಆ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಅದು ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಲೋನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಫಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ IMF ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಏನು ಒಂದು ಬಾಡಿ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ IMF. Then IMF that we call what? The International Monetary Fund. ಅದೇನು ಮಾಡಿಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿತ್ತು. ಎಸ್, ಸೊ ಅದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ accept the or adopt the new industrial policy 1991, ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಏನಾದರೂ ನ್ಯೂ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ 1991 ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಲಿಬರಲ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿಯನ್ನು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ದೆನ್ ದೇ ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಫಂಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಫಂಡ್ ಕೊಡೋದಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಬಂತು. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಏನಾಯ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿತು. ಸೊ ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಆಫ್ P.V. Narasimha Rao, then the Prime Minister of India. Okay, so ಅವಾಗ P.V. Narasimha Rao ಅನ್ನುವಂಥವ್ರು ಏನಾಗಿದ್ರಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಭಾರತದ ಪ್ರಧಾನಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದರು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ದಿ ಎಕನಾಮಿಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮನಮೋಹನ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಅವರು ಏನಾಗಿದ್ರಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರು. ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿ ಬೋತ್ ದಿ ನ್ಯೂ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ in the 24th July 1991. 1991 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, so at the time of 24th July 1991 the new industrial policy is introduced. And what are the concept covers with that the new industrial policy 1991? That means the broadly three concepts that we call here the LPG. Okay, new industrial policy covers with the broadly three concepts that we call here what? The LPG. LPG means liberalization, privatization and globalization. Okay, yes. Then see, first one is what? The liberalization. So then what it means liberalization? That means here the making the liberal conditions for the industrial activities. Okay, that means here the reducing the restrictions on that the industrial activity. That means here the number of the industries are providing here to freely establish. That means here reducing the licensing activities. Okay, so then here you saying about that the licensing. That means here only restrictions for only six types of activity or industrial activities. That means here 6 types of industrial activities have to get the license, and others are provide the free activity from that or free from that licensing restrictions. Okay, so ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ only ಕೇವಲ 6 ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಟೊಬ್ಯಾಕೋ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಸಿಗರೆಟ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ವೈನ್ಸ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ಗಳಾಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಇಂಥವುಗಳು ಎಷ್ಟು ಓನ್ಲಿ 6 ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ they have to take the license compulsory and other are left the free ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಉಳಿದಂತವುಗಳನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡಲಾಯಿತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫ್ರೀ ಮಾಡಲಾಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, that is one the what the helps from that the liberalization. Okay, then next one privatization. Yes, then privatization, that means here the transferring of ownership of government to private sector is known as the privatization. Okay, privatization, that means what happens here, the disinvestments are made by the government. Okay, disinvestments, that means here transferring the ownership of that government to whom? To the private sector. That means here transferring the ownership from government sector to private sector is known as the privatization. Okay, yes, that means here what happens again, the only 4 types of industries kept within the hand of the government. That means here the public ownership and the remaining are the provided the private ownership. Okay, yes. Then next one, globalization. Yes, then globalization, that means very simple. See, here making the integration of the all the countries of the world. Okay, globalization is nothing but what? The making the integration of all the countries of the world. That means here opening the domestic markets gate for the worldwide market, or opening the domestic market for the worldwide market is known as the globalization. Okay, so globalization ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವೈಡ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಒಟ್ಟುಗೂಡಿಸೋದು. ಏನನ್ನ ಒಟ್ಟುಗೂಡಿಸೋದು? ದಿ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವೈಡ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್. ಏನು ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಎಷ್ಟು ದೇಶಗಳಿದಾವಲ್ಲ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಒಟ್ಟುಗೂಡಿಸೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವೈಡ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅರ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅದರ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್? ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ opening the domestic market for the worldwide market ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಏನು ಒಂದು ಡೊಮೆಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್, ಡೊಮೆಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋ. ಸೊ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅನ್ನ, ಭಾರತೀಯ ಮಾರುಕಟ್ಟೆಯನ್ನ ಜಾಗತಿಕ ಮಾರುಕಟ್ಟೆಗೆ ತೆರೆದಿಡುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಗ್ಲೋಬಲೈಸೇಷನ್, ಜಾಗತೀಕರಣ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಎಸ್, that means what? The opening the Indian gate or Indian market for the worldwide market is known as what? The globalization. Okay, yes. Then next one, the recent one concept that is introduced for the demonetization. Okay, then demonetization is introduced in India in 8th November 8th November 2016 by the Modi government. Okay, yes. Then that is one of the biggest steps in that the economic environment to reduce the or to curb the corruptions. Okay, so what happens here? The for the purpose of reducing the corruption in the Indian economy, the new one concept is introduced that we call here the demonetization, and here the largest currencies are demonetized. Which are they? That means the 500 rupees, 500 and rupees 1000 currencies are demonetized by the demonetization in the year of that day 8th November 2016. Okay, yes. Then here it is only it's not the present idea, it is one the biggest idea of the great economist, the Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. But after the lots of the decades, presently the Modi government introduced this concept. Okay, earlierly it was the idea of whom? It was the idea of the greatest economist, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, and presently that idea is introduced by the Narendra Modi in the 8th November 2016 by demonetizing the which currencies? That is rupees 500 and rupees 1000. Okay, yes. This is about the economic environment in India in the brief manner. Okay, for your examination purpose, this question will be asked for you for the 4 marks question. Okay, yes. Then, if you have any doubts regarding this, please comment on the same. I will reply. Okay.